You're standing in one of two roundhouse dwellings for the Goose Hill Iron Age settlement at Kingly Vale. This one probably offered extra accommodation for an ever-expanding family group. Step outside to see what's going on. The settlement is quite small. People who live here are from one quite well-off family. It's possible they don't live here permanently. They most likely stay here to protect their flock during lambing. Walk around to your left where you can see the grain store. This is the grain store. They probably don't grow their own grain here. They'd have cultivated some of the land higher up the hill or down in the valley where it's flatter. In front of you are smaller pens for pigs and goats, a living larder providing meat and milk. There's a well in the middle providing fresh water for the family and their animals. Walk down towards the main roundhouse. This is the toilet. Not very sophisticated, just a screened off hole in the ground. It's a bit smelly. I'd move on to the roundhouse quickly if I were you. This roundhouse, painted pink, will have been the main one that the family lived in. The woman over there is grinding flour from grain in a quern, a hand mill made up of 2 stones and a handle. The grain is poured in the top and is crushed to form flour as it spills out of the side. The flour it creates is quite rough. The bread made from it could break your teeth. Notice above the fire there's no chimney. The smoke is released through the thatch. A good way of killing insects living in the roof, and also a good place for smoking and preserving meats and fish. It's quite warm and cosy in here, with beds covered in animal skins and woven fabrics placed along the walls. But it's dark. If the weather is fine, most chores are carried out outside. When you've finished looking around, you can head back outside. Carry on down through the inner enclosure towards the storage hut. This man is painting patterns onto the walls, a sign that his family is of high status. In front of you are children learning to use a slingshot, the weapon of choice to keep wolves and other intruders at bay. It was an important skill to learn. Hurling a pebble with one of these could do serious damage. In the main roundhouse, they keep a bag of pebbles, a ready supply of slingshot ammunition should they come under attack. If you walk through the gate, you can see the outer enclosure where the sheep are kept. This settlement is made up of 2 main enclosures, an inner one where the family live, and an outer one for their sheep. You'll notice it lies on quite a steep hillside, which makes it probably most suitable for grazing and pasture. Each enclosure is separated by a ditch, a mound, and a hurdle to help keep the animals where they need to be. This man is busy chopping down a tree. They've had to chop down lots of trees to create this settlement, whereas the coppiced woodland beyond the settlement is a good source of firewood, furniture and other building materials.